Today we're going to talk about a few of the things I wish I knew before I started the carnivore diet. Just a quick side note, you can see the front of my trailer behind me there because I'm walking where my truck usually sits. I got up early this morning and took it over to the shop. Dwayne's having another look at it. He thinks he's isolated the relay that's causing my battery drain. And it's time for an oil change and that kind of stuff. So hopefully I'll hear from him sometime in the next few hours that my truck is ready to go. But if he ends up keeping it overnight, I'm okay with that too. It's not like I have to go anywhere till next Tuesday's dance class. But anyway, I'm Semi-Retired Bob. I talk about the carnivore diet, all things related to the carnivore diet, and miscellaneous odds and ends. I would like to ask everyone to help me out just a little bit. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. Drop down in the comments and say, "Hi, Bob." And if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. All these things are absolutely free and help me get the word out that it's never too late to change your life. I'm 61 years old and doing things I couldn't do when I was 40. Like out here walking in this beautiful weather. It's 50 degrees, the sun is shining. There are still a couple traces of snow I can see, but they're just the piles where people shoveled off their driveways and sidewalks. It's 99% gone already. But anyway, let's just jump right on into this thing. The first thing I wish I knew was that jumping right in, being standard American diet one day and carnivore the next, is not really a good idea. I ended up being okay. I came out the other side of it, but I now know, having talked with Professor K several times, that a slow transition over 4 to 8 weeks is the best way to do it to keep your gut from just completely freaking out on you. As I have said many times, I had bathroom issues when I first started the carnivore diet that were, shall we say, sudden and explosive. So, as long as you don't have to go anywhere for a few weeks and you can stay within a few steps of the bathroom, then perhaps jumping right in is okay. I wouldn't recommend it, and I don't know what the long-term bad effects can be, but apparently there are some people that end up with really big problems because they jumped right in. I don't know, if you go watch Professor K's channel, he talks a lot about that. The number 2 thing I wish I knew before I started was, because when you start this way of eating, the first thing your body does, because everybody will lose between 10 and 20 pounds almost immediately. I shouldn't say everybody. Most people will lose a bunch of weight or really, really quick. It's not fat that you're losing. That's the inappropriate inflammation or the fluid that your body's been holding on to. I forget what it was, the name of that video, 29 pounds in 29 days or something like that, way back at the beginning of my journey. And because of the way your body flushes that out, it takes your electrolytes with it. So you need to make sure at least up your salt intake if you don't have any electrolytes mixes. Now, there are a lot of recipes out there online. Of course, if you can afford one, you can buy one of the pre-made mixes like from Salty, the company by Keto Chow. Those are the ones I tend to use. But there's tons of recipes out there where you can make an electrolyte mix much, much cheaper. So if you've got the time and the energy to go get the ingredients and mix it up yourself, that's definitely a cheaper way to go. You may not have to take a lot of electrolyte for the long term, but when you're first starting, taking electrolytes is a pretty big deal that will help hold off what's known as the keto flu, or as Dr. Berry calls it, the carnivore cleanse. And between me jumping right in and not keeping up with my electrolytes, I believe that's the two big reasons why I had bathroom issues for so long when I started this way of eating. It wasn't fun, but the thing that kept me going is it's like, you know, I have this one problem where I have to run off to the bathroom, but man, everything else is working. My joints feel better. My pants are getting looser. Everything is getting better, except this one thing, which is what kept me going. Another thing I wish I knew is minerals. Now, in theory, your ruminant meat will have all of the minerals you need, except if the ground that they've been grazing on is deficient in minerals, the cows aren't going to have any place to get those minerals. And I was skeptical at first, and I felt really good for the first several months of the carnivore diet. But I didn't have that wow, I really have energy thing going on for me that so many people talk about. So having watched Dr. Berry, I heard him talk about his daily minerals compound that he worked in conjunction with Keto Chow to make. And again, you can get a mineral supplement pretty much anywhere, because the one that has Dr. Berry's picture on it from Keto Chow, which is now in their division called Salty. There's links down in the description, by the way, but you don't have to use those. So you can make your own of that as well, and it's a lot cheaper. I just chose to be lazy, and I tried. I'm in front of the house now. I'm going to go ahead and walk on down to the other corner because I'm not quite done talking to you today. And I certainly didn't use a whole dose, because the recommended dose, because the big bottle of the stuff is like 32 ounces and it's like $67. So using a whole serving, you're going to go through, basically $67 a month with this daily minerals. So I started using just a little splash, what works out to about a quarter of a serving. So, because the cheapest ground beef that I buy comes from many different animals and many different pieces, parts, I think I was getting a good load of minerals, but it wasn't quite enough, because I started adding daily minerals, and within just a few days. I have no idea what mineral I was short of, but holy cow, the difference that made. My energy spiked through the roof, and I have felt really good ever since. I'm at the point now because Salty sent me out some, they actually have it in capsule form now. And again, I'm not taking a whole handful of capsules. And I don't even do it every day. About every other or every third day, if I remember, I just pop a couple of those capsules to add just a few more minerals just in case. And it's made a huge difference. The other thing that the daily minerals did for me at the time, I remember talking about it then in a video, is that the daily minerals actually helped curb some of my cravings as well. I know this has sort of sounded like a commercial for Keto Chow and Salty. It's not. I do have a link in the description if you want to check it out, but you can make your own of all of these things for much, much cheaper. And especially for people like us on a budget, that's what I would suggest. I'm one of these people, I weigh the cost factor versus the lazy factor, and I choose to get my stuff where I get it. But you don't have to. You can make all your own of this stuff at home very cheaply. But those are the top 3 things I wish I knew before starting the carnivore diet. This was just a quick little video today. I got to start getting ready for the live stream tomorrow. That's what I've got for you today, folks. Don't forget, get out there, be 1% better. Today, tomorrow, and every day. Have a great day, folks. I'll see you in the next one.